I grew up in Belmont for most of my life. Um, this actually is like one of the places I used to walk a lot coming home from school. I think that, living and being in a community like Belmont kind of affected the way that I think about art and the way I approach it. Even though I moved around quite a bit when I was younger in different areas of Trinidad, Shagona, Smover, Laventille, and back to Belmont several times. I think I'll call Belmont home. I went to school in Trinity. I think that's where like the whole action started, more or less. Then I met one of my art teachers there, Patrick Roberts, and I think he kind of taught us beyond like the school syllabus, and that I think prepared me for a lot of what I came across later on in life as an artist, as a designer. We were able to, through him, to meet like a number of other critical people doing creative things in Trinidad, like Peter Minshall and Christopher Cozier and so forth. And I think, so by the time I finished A-levels and went to Johnny to do graphic design, I was already, involved in a lot of things, working at Minshall's Mass Camp. I was at the time, starting a new career in the Trinidad Express. Whilst in secondary school, I was trying to figure out ways of making money. And I saw the Vox magazine. I was like, well, I feel I could maybe do like an illustration or two for these people and, and get paid. Because I saw like the cartoons in the newspapers. At that time, I think like Dunstan E. Williams or Dew was still, around. And he was kind of cool. He was like this Trinidadian comic artist that was very Trinidadian, but his work was very professional. So I walked into the Express and I met Dennis T. And, he kind of took a look at some of the stuff I did and he was like, well, yeah, let me go for it. I would probably say that kind of started off like the next phase of like my artistic journey. I think like after that stage with Express happened, that is where the internet started to get kind of big and it started to meet, more people, like a wider bunch of artists and creative people. I was very involved in like the local music scene, and I used to go to a couple open mics and even participated, although I wasn't that great, but I think around that time is where I started to hang around like the Trini scene forums when that was really huge. And I would meet like that was the first time I would meet like Detonator, Badawi and Quincy, and I think that really helped me kind of form like the musical aspect of what I do, because they kind of took this idea that I had for rhythm and music and and that way of making lyrics, so. And turned it into something again very modern and very fresh, So now for me, Rapso wasn't just Rapso, but it was Rapso that I could hear playing, in any international club or radio station or whatever. And that was real cool to me. Ziggo, I think, was a success in terms of what it did, because a lot of people enjoyed coming out and doing something like that. It was very new to them. As well as it was something old, so we created like this kind of special space for a lot of people at that time, and I think there's some artists I would see and hear about now who kind of started off there, and continue to do like good music from out to that time. Everything I do is like you say, is a mixed media. I always try to merge like old with the new, the traditional with the digital. So even though I would do like a lot of digital work, I tend to still have a lot of hand drawn stuff, a lot of techniques that people use like painting, watercolor. So I would say I'm a mixed media artist right now. So I started to go back to school. We're doing my fashion degree now. I'm in my final year. And I started WeDoesTalk, with a number of people that I've met, throughout my time, and some new people that I picked up with this new, like you said, this new internet age or digital age that we have going on. So met interesting new people like Renee Holder, and the animator crew. I even met like some old friends that I used to know from days, in the past. I think WeDoesTalk now is real interesting because we starting to get that kind of inclusive energy going where everybody could find a space to experiment and collaborate and network, which is what we need more of creatively. And I would say probably that's where I'm at now. I think I'm supposed to be one of those people that need to lead the way, for some of the younger guys out there, pass information and just make sure people getting that kind of link between, okay, I'm here now, how do I get to this point, and how do I get to this point where I could say something and add something to the community. Because you find like a lot of these institutions, they don't really help people along. It's either like you find your way in and you're there, or you're just not. And for somebody like me who kind of, I from Belmont, I don't know anything about being I don't know anything about being this kind of superstar thing. I custom, me and my friends and them one thing, and we doing something and we having fun doing it. So I would like to keep that kind of energy, because I think is wholesome. That community vibes is always something I need to keep.